In the history of the Jedi, few that become Jedi Knights ever leave the Order. In fact, there have only ever been 20 Jedi Masters who chose to leave the path of the Jedi and pursue other goals. But there are always oddities, and today we will count down 6 Jedi that left the Order, for better or for worse, and why they ultimately chose a path different than that of the Jedi. Number 6, Darth Ruin. The Jedi Master Martynas had always been known throughout the Order for his strong and somewhat extreme view on the Force, and the way he conducted himself in general, but no one ever truly foresaw the darkness that was within him. Serving in a period when the Sith had largely died out, Martynas' perception on the Force drastically changed over his lifetime, to the point where he swore off the light side of the Force entirely, and departed the Jedi Order. Perceiving the Jedi as weak, and believing the true power lied with the now destroyed Sith, he personally revived the Order through forbidden teachings. Deeming himself Darth Ruin, the Sith Lord then succeeded in turning a large group of Jedi Knights within the Order, and showed them the true potential of the darkness within themselves. Ruin personally established the new Sith Empire, but unfortunately for him, would be betrayed before witnessing its peak. Ruin left the Jedi Order mainly because of the lull of power and fascination for the seemingly destroyed Sith, as all he craved was what they told him he could not have. Number 5, Aurra Sing. Before she would be known as one of the most deadly bounty hunters in the galaxy, Aurra Sing was a Jedi Padawan. As a Jedi initiate, Sing proved a difficult student, portraying animosity towards many of the other Padawans. This resulted from her less than happy upbringing, where she grew up in poverty with a mother addicted to spice. Because of this, Aurra was assigned to the Dark Woman for her training, or better known as Anya Kuro. Kuro attempted to teach Sing in the Jedi ways, but her harsh methods only backfired, and instead of dispelling the aggression within Aurra, it only increased over her training. In great tragedy, student grew to hate master, and master student. This all came to a boiling point when on a mission with her master, the young Padawan was kidnapped by a group of pirates, and for weeks awaited rescue by her master, but it never came. Kuro viewed Aurra being taken as the will of the Force, and had no intentions of freeing her student, believing one day it would work out how it was intended to. Because of this, Aurra grew to despise the Jedi, as she had been abandoned yet again. Back with the Jedi, the Council were furious with Anya, and sent her away from the temple to ponder on what the Council deemed as extreme. Over several years, the pirates and the Hutt clan trained Aurra until she one day returned to wreak havoc against the Jedi and the Dark Woman's new apprentice, Asherad Het. Fear me, Jedi. I am Aurra Sing, Nashta, scourge of your kind. I haunt your darkest dreams. I drink Jedi blood. I nest in their guts. Your nightmares now have a name, and that name is Aurra Sing. Number 4, Count Dooku. Dooku is by far the most well-known Jedi on this list. Dooku too was a Jedi Master during his departure of the Jedi Order, making him one of the Lost 20. Dooku had slowly grown disillusioned with the Jedi Order as he saw the corruption of the Republic seep into the Order itself. Dooku witnessed the Jedi become slaves to a system and a government, and realized the glory days of the Jedi were long past. But still, Dooku remained with the Order for several years, believing he could achieve more good as a Jedi than not one. During this time, Dooku even instilled some of his more rogue traits into his Padawan, Qui-Gon Jinn. The breaking point for Dooku eventually came when he learned of Qui-Gon's death on Naboo, but importantly, that the Jedi Order had failed to aid Jinn when he had asked for it. Because of this, Dooku left the Jedi Order, determined to find the second Sith Lord he believed was behind a plot to destroy the Republic. Holding the opinion the Sith seemingly killed on Naboo by Obi-Wan Kenobi was not the true master of the Dark Order. After searching for some time for the second Sith, Dooku bizarrely found he shared similar views with him. One day, Chancellor Palpatine ventured to Dooku, revealing he was this second Sith, and that he was impressed with the exploits of the former Jedi Master. On this day, Palpatine offered Dooku a role as his apprentice, as he promised together they would end the corruption within the Senate and Republic once and for all by destroying it entirely. Number 3, Ferris Olin. Ferris Olin was a Jedi student before the Clone Wars broke out. During his time as a Padawan, he sparked a heated rivalry with the Jedi prodigy Anakin Skywalker, who Ferris believed was arrogant, and found his many disregards for the more conventional Jedi teachings borderline disgusting. For several years, the two Jedi initiates battled, while undergoing their Jedi training, with Ferris attempting to show the Jedi Anakin was not as powerful as he seemed, and Anakin attempting to tell the Order essentially believed the hype. On one occasion, after Skywalker had requested additional dueling lessons, his teacher asked Olin to step in near the end of the lesson and attack Skywalker. With Skywalker already exhausted from previous drills, Olin caught him off guard and drove him back. This enraged the young Skywalker as he briefly embraced his anger and deep-seated hatred for Olin, pressing an advance of his own and defeating Olin. However, after witnessing this, the dueling instructor refused to train Skywalker further, weary of his anger. On one fateful mission with Skywalker and Obi-Wan, Olin was overwhelmed by enemies when another Jedi Padawan attempted to intervene and save him. To Olin's shock, the Jedi was gunned down before him by the son of Xanatos, Qui-Gon Jinn's former apprentice, whose name was Granada Omega. Omega had desired to join the Sith, even reaching out to Sidious himself, but before meeting the Dark Lord personally, was stopped by Obi-Wan and Anakin. Before doing so, however, he killed Olin's friend right in front of him. Because of his perceived failure, Olin left the Jedi Order, bidding his rival farewell as friends. Years later, after the commencement of the Clone Wars, Olin would join the Republic ranks as an officer and fight valiantly till the war's end. After Order 66, Olin aided Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi as he was quickly thrown back into Jedi training. Olin eventually would return to Coruscant and infiltrate the Jedi Temple, believing some Jedi may be being held captive by the Empire inside. It was here he discovered evidence Anakin may have perished during Order 66. For several more years, Olin became a key part of the rebellion against the Empire, becoming close friends with Bail Organa. He also learned of Darth Vader, a powerful new Sith Lord and Imperial enforcer. Eventually, Olin was seemingly captured and swayed to the dark side by Darth Sidious, who was considering replacements for Darth Vader. Here, Palpatine attempted to corrupt Olin, forcing his hatred for Vader and Anakin to spill out. However, Olin resisted and later rejoined the rebellion with crucial information about the Sith. Olin would aid the rebels for nearly 2 decades, swearing to protect Bail's daughter, Leia. One day, Olin received word Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, and Leia were all missing. Olin eventually tracked them down and was able to free them from an assassin, but just as they were about to depart, Darth Vader arrived, as he too was tracking the group. Realizing none of them were a match for his former friend, Olin attempted to hold Vader off. After a very short duel, Vader struck Olin down, as the others managed to escape. Number 2, Bleth Far. Bleth Far was a Jedi Knight before the events of the Phantom Menace, who after serving the Order faithfully, became fascinated with the Sith and the dark side. Far eventually left the Order, joining the group known as the Believers, who were an organization dedicated to the study of the dark side and the ancient Sith. Although powerful and widespreading, the Believers did not have anywhere near the amount of dark side texts required to learn fully of the Sith Order, and only thus dabbled in the darkness. Over time, the group became more fascinated with the destruction of the Jedi than the Sith themselves, as they attempted to consolidate power in the dark side. The group became determined to bring the Sith back to prominence, being reborn through a new order, knowing little the Sith were not truly gone. During the Clone Wars, the organization began gaining members at a rapid pace, as Jedi who felt the Order had lost its way joined in hopes they could destroy the Order and rebuild the Sith as a righteous organization. The Believers would hide in the shadow for years, even outliving the Jedi themselves, but after the rise of the Empire, fully removed themselves in fear of the returned Sith. Number 1, Darth Revan. Darth Revan was always a different type of Jedi, being trained as a Padawan by the unorthodox ways of Jedi Master Kreia, whose views on the Force were somewhat different than her brothers and sisters. When the Mandalorian Wars broke out in the galaxy, Revan completely despised the Jedi Council's decision not to get involved, and to allow millions of innocents to be killed. Because of this, Revan rallied a group of like-minded Jedi Knights and fought off the invading Mandalorians, still keeping their titles as Jedi with the Council deeming them misguided. After Revan personally defeated Mandalore the Ultimate, he discovered a larger plot created by the survived Sith, and gained knowledge of a famed and powerful Sith Emperor who was fabled to be all-powerful and unkillable. With the help of his closest friend Malak, Revan ventured into unknown space to confront this Sith. But Revan grossly underestimated the Sith Emperor's power, as he forced both Revan and Malak to renounce the Jedi Order and serve him as Sith Lords. The two newly deemed Sith then themselves wreaked havoc across the stars, eventually breaking the mental hold the Emperor had on them, but still continuing their campaign to claim the galaxy. Only after Revan was betrayed by Malak and his memory lost did he return to the light and the Jedi, although some still questioned if he was ever truly a Knight of the Order again. So those are 6 Jedi that left the Order and why. I think it's quite interesting that a lot of these examples didn't turn out as bad as some might think. I do know I missed a ton of noted Jedi, Ahsoka being one of them, but I wanted to discuss lesser known Jedi that left the Order, and explain the reasoning as to why other former Jedi we know left. So tell me, who is your favorite former Jedi that decided to leave the Order, and why? If you enjoyed the video, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a like, as it helps the channel out a great deal. If you would like to talk Star Wars with me and other fans, my Twitter is @StupendousWave. Thanks so much for watching, may the Force be with you, and have a great day.